Hello, hello, and welcome. Yes, the Bloodlust is indeed live. Thank you so much for being here today. Welcome to the chat. Appreciate everybody. Hello there to Hamtaro. Hope everyone's having a good afternoon. Took me a minute to get everything set up, unfortunately. For some reason, Trackmania is giving me issues today. It doesn't want to connect to the internet, so I've been trying to get that figured out. That's part of the reason why I'm a little late today. Regardless, we're gonna hop into Trackmania Weekly Shorts Week 71. Tragic fail, 12.1. Oh my gosh. Sitting at number 43 in the world. I saw that screenshot that you sent me. That is amazing, dude. Seriously, that is amazing. As I was saying, we're going to hop into Trackmania Weekly Shorts Week 71. Of course, first off, we're going to start with the review of Week 70. Hair's all messed up. Bugging me. Get my headset for a hairband here. There we go. That's better. Hope that everybody's having a good day. Hope that you're enjoying the new maps. Took 10 minutes to connect to TM today. Yeah, I've been having a similar issue. I don't know what's going on with it, but that's kind of what happened to me earlier. That's why I didn't go live at 2:30 like I normally would. Because it wasn't connecting. We'll see if it works this time. I did manage to log in for a few minutes so I could get some screenshots so I could make a thumbnail, but unfortunately I don't know what's up with the servers today. They are being very finicky. Yeah. Play offline. Unfortunately, if I want to do the weekly shorts, we can't play offline, so let's try this again. How's the grind going? A 12.1 pace. Yeah, I didn't even look at the time. We'll look at this real quick, like Discord's talking about it. Current standing 43 with a 12.4. Holy cow, 12.1 pace is a huge improvement. Dang. Oh, that is Hamtaro's time. According to the Discord, so many websites are down. Interesting. I wonder if it's a European servers thing. I tried a couple other games. What up, Coffre? Always good to see you. Thanks for popping in. We're trying to get the game to work. Oh, there it is. Heck yeah. And we're in. We're going to check out weekly shorts. We got week 71 on the screen here. I actually really like the look of Sunken Treasures. It looks super fun. I love underwater maps. I wish we would get more of them, honestly. But, of course, we are going to start. Haven't touched shorts. Hunting 08 on campaigns. Oh. Yeah, I did actually. I did check out the spring campaign. Played a few of the maps. First handful are pretty easy. What's up with number 8? Ah, it is a true 08. Indeed. Looks fun. We may have to check that out after we do our weekly hunting. We're going to start with week 70. Coffrey on another stream. Oh! Yeah, buddy gets around. Giuliano. Is that the one you were watching? We have seen Giuliano on a few of the weekly campaign leaderboards. So are they on any of them from last week? They're up there pretty regularly. Let's see. Not seeing them this week, unfortunately, but we're going to start out with track 346, number 1 from week 70. Monholland. You see, I did manage to make number 29 in Oregon on this one. This is a pretty easy track. Really just take a nice little diagonal and try to cut your line as short as possible on each one of these turns. Try to keep your grip as much as you can around this corner, and you cut early across this jump into the finish. It's really simple. Another PB pace. Oof. That last turn. Nice easy line here. Try to land straight if you can. Go a little bit to the inside here. Try to miss that little patch there if you can, obviously. Need more speed for this start. Anyway, in any case, as I was saying, this is a pretty simple track. Part of the reason why I'm doing so many resets, because I want a good run here. There you go. Nice inside line there on that checkpoint. And you want to set yourself up a little bit at an angle here so you can go tighter across this section. Try to skip as much of that grass as you can. And early into the finish there. Nice easy run. Let's go ahead and check out the records. We got Techie, Iamo, Eris, IFR, Emmy Rose, and Turtle TM. There's definitely a handful of names we don't recognize here. Techie, a veteran in the community. So we're going to start out from Techie's perspective with Amo and Eris ahead here. Keeps telling me something went wrong. Looks like nice tight line there, all three of them. Techie going a little bit more to the inside here. Going super wide to the outside there, trying to skip as much of that penalty as possible. Staying straight through this section. Nice tight line there. Techie actually losing some speed on that grass patch. A little bit of a slide, unfortunately. Allowed Amo and Eris to get ahead there. Had a really good line all the way through until that last section right there. Just slid a little sideways on the grass. Lost him about, let's say, 6-7 thousandths. Something like that. What up? What up? Ubisoft is partly down right now. Can't find me on Twitch for some reason. The link should be in the description. What up, Rude Boy? Thanks for popping in. Hello, hello. Nice easy run. Good run there by Techie. We're going to go ahead and check out Imaros with Eris behind here. Imaros going nice and straight down that first section. A little bit of a wiggle to get down that first hill. Straight line across, setting up for a right turn. A little bit of a speed slide, also sliding out on the grass there, but getting a slightly tighter line into the finish. Getting the wheel in there just ahead of Eris. Getting second place. It's a pretty simple track. Eris staying more on the pavement there, but Imaros catching a tiny bit of speed on the jump and just getting ahead. And we have a tie, actually, between Turtle TM and Imaros. I am getting so many issues with this right now. Let's try this again with Turtle TM. Turtle going more to the inside there. Straighter line, nice and tight around that checkpoint. Super straight through this section. Setting up for a nice slide through that checkpoint and straight across the grass. Little bit of a slide there. And they go across the finish line almost perfectly merged. Tied at a 17.092. Turtle has a bit more speed, but Imro's taking the slightly tighter line around that corner. getting into the check or the finish line at the same exact time. Not very often you see a tied world record, but in the weeklies anyway. See lots of ties on these leaderboards, but for the world record, it's kind of rare. Usually the world record's pretty far ahead of everybody. Well done to everybody there. Turtle, TM, Imaros, Eris IFR, Amo, and Techie. Love to see it. Appreciate everyone being here. If you're new to the channel, hit that follow, give it a like, subscribe down below. What up? There it is. Found the Twitch. Twitch delay is much lower than YouTube. That's a good thing. You can try to do a room, but at this point might not work. Yeah, I was worried about that actually. I was thinking about it. Setting up the room because we've been having issues with the server today apparently. I did manage to get myself number 29 in Oregon, of course. Half a second behind, not even a full half second, like 0.3 behind the record. I feel pretty good about that actually. 0.35. That's a solid run. I feel really good about that. Managed to get top 8K in the world. I got a couple of members in chat. Nice to see the full screen again. Hell yeah. Thanks for popping over, man. Yes. Yeah, part of the reason why I don't have full screen, actually the main reason I don't have full screen on YouTube is because of the fact that I don't have like a consistent form of income right now to keep paying for Streamlabs Ultra. So we're doing the dual output. 12.4 on map 5, no PB. Dang. Freaking locking it in, buddy. Here we are. This is track 2, Cobalt Canyon. This one's a lot of fun. Even for, you know, a tech drift track. I am not a tech guy, but this one actually did speak to me a little bit. You want to stay nice and high on the outside line here so you can get through there without sliding if possible. That last turn is the killer here. There are 2 finishes, but the standard finish is quite a bit further away than the inside finish. So you want to try to make it to that inside finish. Cuts off about, like, honestly, like 0.3 on your run. It's kind of crazy. Try a nice line there. Hit that downhill. Good slide into the line here and right into the finish. Want to get a nice early drift into that last turn. I did actually grind this track quite a bit. Number 27 in Oregon. About the same score as the last one, but has a little bit of dirt on it. So dirt's obviously going to be better for me. One of my favorite platforms. You could say it's my forte. Played map 5 about 10 to 12 hours this week. Dang, buddy. Putting in the grind. So let's go ahead and check out the records here on Cobalt Canyon. We got Love Machine, X92 Rod, Bobo 247, Dreams, and Techie in first place. We're going to start out with Love Machine here at a 16,215, just behind X Rod. Nice and low into that first. Let's try this again. Nope, and the game crashes on me. Been having all kinds of issues with the game today. I'm surprised actually that it just now cut out on me. 64th on 8, top 10. You can hit this cut one time. Forgot Coffer is just like that, right? He's kind of a badass. He just does things. It's like, oh yeah, 1263. Yeah, no, let's do 12.4. We can do that. What's your time? 05. Yeah, 05 looks like a lot of fun. I'm actually excited to get into it. Thankfully, we logged right into the server without issue. Good to see. All right, let's go back here. We were on track 2, Cobalt Canyon. I don't know what's going on with the game today, but giving tons of issues. I'll do 10 hours now and that's it. That's funny. Just a quick 10-hour grind. That's it. That's all you get out of me. Oh, nice line there. Just for funsies. All right, let's go ahead and check out the records here. We were on Love Machine, X92 Rod, and Bobo 247. There we go. Much smoother. X92 Rod, Bobo going really low on that first transition. Nice tight line in that first turn. Quick drift. Staying high. Full grip all the way across. Love Machine tilting a little sideways to get a kind of a nose down into that downhill section after the dirt before the last checkpoint. You can see him here, nice and straight, full grip, and then a little tilt right there to force that nose down, get a smoother line. But Bobo 247 and X92 Rod with just a tiny bit more speed. X92 Rod actually clipping the wall there. If you hit it at the right angle, it actually doesn't slow you down. So X92 Rod with a huge jump, keeping a bit more speed and going sideways into the checkpoint there. All three of them went sideways to get that right tire in the finish line ahead. That is a little trick that was discovered on a old Trackmania, I think Nations Forever track. Beat a record on like AO1, I think, by tilting sideways. Beat it by 1,000. Anyway, we got Dreams here. Love the skin with the black light around the outside. Dreams doing a little wiggle up at the top to keep contact with the road. Bit ahead, almost a car length on Bobo. Bobo's catching up here into the downhill. Dreams real tight into that turn and barely making it into the finish ahead of Bobo for a 0.7 improvement, 0.007, sorry, 7,000ths improvement. Crazy, crazy. Excellent run. Let's check out Techie here, a legend in the community. Techie doing the wiggle at the top, bouncing off of the wall. Really wide line going through that first turn. High across the dirt, getting the nose down, keeping the speed. Oh, he bumped the wall. He legitimately bumped the wall right there, but it didn't slow him down. How even? Was it because he was in a drift maybe? If you look real close here as he's going around this turn, the inside tire does in fact bump the wall right there. But he manages to keep his speed, getting in 100th ahead of Dreams. What a beautiful run. Perfect full grip across. Turns a little bit to the right for the nose down. Bumping that wall is crazy and manages to get in half a car length ahead of Dreams. What a beautiful run. Three hours to get 12.7. Dang. Took me like 15 minutes. Oh, what a turd. Well done to everybody there. Beautiful run by Techie, Dreams, Bobo 247, X92 Rod, and Love Machine 731. Absolutely beautiful run. Love to see it. That was Cobalt Canyon, track 2 of week 70. We are going to move on to track 3. Bro is just like that. Ether Construction. This one was a lot of fun too. Again, this is another one. Basically seems like the focus this week is about your transitions. Basically every track this week is focused on transitions. So you want to get a nice low clip there. Try to keep as much contact as you can on this line. Of course, this is the Pathfinder track, so there's several different ways around this, but the best path I found is going this way. If you can get enough speed to land that downhill, go across here, nice smooth-ish transition. I'm gonna try this a couple of times, we'll get it. Want to get as low as you can on this first transition. Try to keep your tires in contact as much as possible. There we go. Got the speed for the downhill. And then we go here for the transition. Bad transition, but that's okay. We run it. And you want to go here low and into the finish. Over to the left side. You got number 45 in Oregon. This is actually a pretty easy one. Most of the Pathfinders have a lot of like wild paths that you can take, but this one is actually, I would say, like really beginner friendly as far as like picking out the path, you know, the puzzle itself, understanding the route. There we go. Hit that downhill. And if you can, you get a little bit of airtime there to skip that penalty. So you want to go a little bit to the right. We're going to do this a couple more times probably. Get that downhill. Try to skip that penalty if you can. You can see my PB does actually skip a bit of it for quite a lot more speed there. And nice and low into the finish. Pretty easy track. We're going to go ahead and check out the records here. We got Zuck TM, Techie, Beast Mode, Scrubby, and Voltsy. I'm going to start from Zuck's perspective with Techie and Beast Mode ahead here. Zuck going real low, keeping full contact, hitting that downhill in the grass, going straight across there, ignoring the penalty. Nice contact all the way, super low, and a bit high into the finish. Zuck was actually ahead the whole way. That seems like a theme we're seeing on every leaderboard so far this week. The 5th place guy seems to be ahead of everybody until right before the finish. You can see they keep a lot of their speed, contact with the ground, nice smooth transition, really low into the final drop there, and as far to the left side of the finish as you can get. Of course, that is the shortest distance. Got Techie, Beast Mode, and Zuck. Looks like they did bounce a little bit across that penalty before the booster there. So let's go with Scrubby and Scrubby with Beast Mode behind here. Scrubby and Beast Mode almost perfectly even. Scrubby going a little bit to the left there. Beast Mode keeping contact better, but Scrubby getting a slightly lower transition and just barely into the finish line ahead of Beast Mode. Maybe the width of a tire actually, because they're pretty much perfectly even all the way through. Almost the same drop down into that last transition. And Scrubby doing a little bit of a tilt to get the left tire into the finish line early. They're almost merged into that drop down. It's amazing to see that. That happens a lot, it seems. You get a really nice line there. Beautiful run. Keeping so much speed into the finish and almost launching off of the side. And let's check out, we got Voltsy here with Scrubby behind. Voltsy going a little wide to get even more contact, build up some speed. Voltsy getting a bit more of that booster and getting into the finish line just ahead, thanks to a lower jump off of that last little hill here. Xbox players cooked map 3. Oh. Let's go, Xbox. Nice 2 tires down that first section of penalty and bouncing across that second section of penalty, keeping good speed and getting just a really nice line into the finish. Well done to Voltsy. Scrubby, Beast Mode, Techie, and Zuck TM. Well done. Current PB on 5. I think Coffrey was just saying he actually hasn't done the shorts yet. If it takes more than 2 hours, you're done. Are you on a time limit this week, Coffrey? Usually. Last stream you were saying you were up for like 3 days. Why every time? I know, right? Yeah, you get like the worst start, and then halfway through the track, you just get a crazy speed boost and PB anyway. Got a 0.72. Oh, shit. Close. Hamtaro's gonna have to protect his record if he wants to stay in the top 50. There's track 4, construction, week 70. This one's actually pretty easy. It's basically a straight line with like little wiggles here and there. Basically, the goal is to stay as close to every one of the slaloms as possible. You want to stay as close to the inside as you can, keeping contact with the ground all the way. Anytime that you see your tires slide, you're losing speed. And that transition, that flip, is really sketchy. If you don't hit that just right, it'll make you do all this wobbly stuff, and you lose grip on that last transition to the lower floor. But managed to keep a good amount of grip there. Lost some speed, but still solid finish. Pretty easy track. As I said, it's mostly a straight line, so we're probably going to see some really tight records here. And we do only 0.02 separating the top 5. So we got Toscano, Dasogman, RV, Ingler, and Leak TM. Couple names we recognize there. Got a lot of new players this week. That's cool to see. So we got Toscano, Dasogman, and RV all going for the run right here. Looks like they're pretty much perfectly even through here. Can't really see the transition, unfortunately, but nice tight lines all the way into the finish. Only 8 thousandths separating them. They're almost perfectly merged going through this first section. Nice line, good grip into the downhill there. Barely missing that corner, making it into the finish. Almost identically on time for all three of them going across the line there. Beautiful run. All right, let's see what Ingler's got going with RV behind. Ingler going a little tighter to the inside there. Nice smooth lines all the way across, little wiggles. Not seeing very much deviation all the way through there. Ingler nice and low through that transition and making it into the finish line. 4 thousandths ahead. Once again, insanely close leaderboard on this one. Really tight, close to every inside line there. Cutting that corner a tiny bit, making it into the finish line just ahead of RV again by 4 thousandths. What a crazy close leaderboard on this one. RV doing a lot of wiggly stuff, but managing to keep in line. You can tell RV is using a controller. More of that, it's kind of hard on a controller to get like a light tap, you know, right or left. Like you almost always overcompensate with the controller just because of the dead zone. What up? Thanks for popping in. Data. Well done. I managed to get in the top 2,000 on this one. I feel pretty good about that, actually. Only 0.2 behind the records. Pretty freak. Oh, that's North America. Sorry, 10K. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and look at Leak TM here with Ingler behind. Leak TM and Ingler both pretty even going across. Leak TM even smoother than Ingler. Just the tiniest deviations. Nice full contact all the way across that section and just barely making it in. Once again, another 4 thousandths ahead. Ingler and Leak TM actually pretty much tied. Ingler slightly ahead going across most of the map here, but this transition kills some of his momentum, and Leak has a slightly better contact between those platforms, allowing him to build probably like 2 or 3 more speeds. Seriously, just a finite amount of speed getting into the finish line by 4 thousandths ahead. Absolutely crazy run. Love to see it. What a beautiful run to everybody that was Leak TM, Ingler, RV, Dasogman, and Toscano in track 4 construction of week 70. Moving on, we're getting to the final track here. 0.599. Dang, improving quick. Inferliminal. That sounds cool. 0.2 pace runs. Hey, nice. This is kind of a fun track. There is a little bit of finesse going on here. It's kind of hard to really control because of all the flippies, but if you do it right, there's actually quite a few tricks you can get done here. Nice inside on that first bounce, and we want to bounce across the grass because that's all penalty. So the goal here is to reduce your contact as much as you can. And try to keep your speed. Bouncing across this is actually good. Once again, that's all penalty. Anywhere you see the tall grass is penalty. So we want to try to avoid that. The problem with this transition right here is if you land too much sideways, then of course you will do the coin flip. So you want to try to land as at much of a straight angle as possible. There's a couple of tricks here. Of course, we have a reactor. Anytime that there's a reactor, there are shenanigans to be had. So we bounce across this. Now again, with the reactor, if you flip yourself into the right angle, you can actually, dang it. If you flip yourself into the right angle, you can actually fly through the second checkpoint and straight into the finish. There's also a gap there, you can make it through the bushes, but that is not going to be the world record run. We're gonna see something really interesting here, I'm thinking. But you can flip here. The best angle that I found, honestly, and you need a ton of speed for it. I'm trying to hit it once here. It's gonna be pretty difficult, honestly. Yeah, you need all of your speed. So if you can get like the perfect angle, nope. If you can get the perfect angle into this transition here, you can get nice and far. You want to get it super far, all the way to the end of these, this spring pad. We're not going to get it, unfortunately. But if you can get all the way to that spring pad, you can actually skip the reactor, which seems counterintuitive. Obviously, the reactor gives you speed. But if you can skip the reactor... Nope, I'm not going to get it. Oh, there's a nice run. Oh, dang. So close. Anyway, you can skip that reactor, and that'll launch you pretty much straight into the second checkpoint. But there's even more tricks here. There's a bug slide that's right on that last little piece of plastic right here that will launch you into the finish. There's a few things we're going to see, so we're going to check out the records. We do have, if we actually look at the club records here, we're going to see we got Coffrey at a 13.954. I heard that there was a 13.9 or a 13.4 that was on the Cope timer. We're going to look at the world records. World records are insane. We got 13, almost 13 even, a 12.1, 12.1, 11.9, and 11.9. So we're going to start with Dave Natural, Lavsor, Emilius. So let's start with Dave Natural's perspective with Lavsor and Emilius. Once again, hitting that angle to get a nice straight line across. They do the water bounce and flipping himself across there and bouncing off of the outside pillar of the second checkpoint. The IndyCar's car skin, love it. and angling himself into the finish for a water bounce finish. But as you can see, Dave Natural and Emilius do something a little different, hitting the edge there. So we're going to go from LabSource perspective with Emilius here. They get that nice flip up on the front tire, skipping a lot of that grass, water bounce, and flipping off of the edge of the platform and bug sliding with the back tires into the finish. Almost like a nose bug, but kind of almost, you could call it a tail bug, because he actually hits the back tires and re-angles himself. It looks like he hit the back tires for a bug slide and the front tires off of the bounce pad, which launched him into the finish. Emilius doing just an absolutely wild line. Everybody doing something different here. Hitting that angle, getting up on the front tire, skipping a lot of that penalty, and barely hitting the edge of the platform, nose bugging, and flying almost straight into the finish. Just an insane run. So much speed right here. Keeping that line, flying through, launching himself up, and it looks like he actually got a zoop off of that plastic ramp just before the finish there. An aerial bug slide almost. What a line. Holy cow. Let's check out Crazy Dude Crook. Crazy Dude Crook really far ahead, going more to the inside, hitting way up on his nose, keeping so much speed, and launching straight across, bug sliding through the grass, going over the wall platform, and straight into the finish. Barely hitting the edge there, getting a huge launch in between the trees. Holy cow, what a line. That is threading a needle at 1,000 miles an hour right there. Crazy speed. These runs are the closest thing to drugs in TM, for real. Crazy Dude is the GOAT at crazy random shit. That is true. What a line. That barrel roll into the finish almost feels like he's doing that just for the finesse factor of it, honestly. And let's check out Corny here with Crazy Dude Crook behind. Corny hitting a little bit closer on the bounce pad, but losing some speed there. Doing the nose bug strat and straight into the finish line. Just ahead of Crazy Dude Crook. These are crazy lines. Absolutely. Hitting the edge of the platform, getting a ton of speed, and just flip-flopping into the finish there. Holy. What a run. Well done to everybody. Oh my. Excellent runs. Great work to everybody there. That was Corny, Crazy Dude Crook, Emilius, Labsor, and Dave Natural. It's hard to say who had the most impressive run. Crazy Dude Crook probably launched the farthest. Corny is Reactor God. Yeah, true. We got two guys here. Corny and Crazy Dude Crook actually are kind of in combat for who's like the craziest, honestly. The Crazy Dude Crook is a god on plastic. Corny is also really good on plastic, but Corny excels at reactor plastic. And Crazy Dude Crook's a little behind him, but they both come up with some just insane shenanigans. Well done to everybody. That was track 5, Coconut Flipper. That's a fun track. Did enjoy it. And that was the end of our weekly reviews, week 70. Well done to everybody in the top 5 here. For points, we got Techie in first place with 62,465. Turtle TM with 50,267, Voltsy with 50,123, Leak TM with 42,776, and Corny with an even 40,000 points, bringing up the rear in the top 5. Well done to everybody. That was a fun week. I actually greatly enjoyed week 70. Week 70 was one that I actually did play a bit extra. But we are going to move on to our discovery of week 71. If you're new to the channel, hit that follow button, give it a like, subscribe, and join the club. We actually do have a club that you can join. We are TBL Rally up on screen here. TBL Space Rally. We're going to go ahead and edit our room. And you can join the club and play with us. I'm going to get this room set up. Hopefully it's going to work. Weekly shorts, 71. Got another Grand Prix track by Awesome Duck. I like the aesthetic of the Grand Prix tracks, but I'm going to be honest, they're not my favorite. I just don't like the restrictive design, like the thin paths, closed in walls, you know. It definitely requires a lot more focus, some level of skill. Selling the finish, no, bro. You should work for Allstate. Here we go. Hopping into the room. Room 1 is live. Check it out. Join TBL Rally if you are a Trackmania player. Room is open for everybody. Starting, of course, with track 1. Got bros in the track before we can even finish loading. This one seems nice and easy, smooth. Oh, okay, so there's some light bars we want to avoid there. Nice and easy, smooth turn through the first section here. I see we got a little bit of a valley, so we're gonna try to stay up on the high side of this. Straight across the oh, I see. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we want to go a little bit to the outside of that second checkpoint. Or is this the first checkpoint? First checkpoint. So that we can get a better line here. Early across that checkpoint and cut the corner to the finish. We got the author medal, but we can definitely improve our run here. Nice, easy on the high side here. Go close to this wall. And straight through this last section into the finish. There we go. 16.7. That's not too bad. Definitely can improve. We got a 16.4 on the leaderboard already. Coffre not giving anybody a chance. Playing for blood. That's supposed to, that's my job, buddy. Love to see it though. Always love having some competition. Gives you something to work with. Because you're a salesman, yes, that's why. Looks like somebody changed their car skin in the middle of the run. Oof, that was bad. Bad line to the finish. He did, in fact, change to the Lightning McQueen skin. That's funny. Nice smooth drop down. And okay, 16.6. We need a 16.4. All right, so we want a little bit of a speed slide through this. You could say a lust for blood. Maybe that's why he likes the channel. Okay, so that transition is probably going to be the most demanding here, I'm thinking. Nice tight turn there. High here. And we want to go to the outside of this. Nice smooth line. And 052, 1662. Improving. Still in third place, however. Nice and tight here. Super wide through this section so we can go straight across that grass. Oh, and bump the wall. Dang. Almost would have had a 16.5 run right there. Want as much of this first booster as we can get. Nope, that was bad. So we want to go transition to the outside so that we can keep contact on that magnet block section. Whoops. I have a feeling there might be a shortcut here, actually. I'm gonna go super wide here so we can go keep our... We want to go to the inside of that checkpoint so we can go more at an angle across the magnet blocks. There we go. Nice early turn. Lost some speed to what, though? Hitting that bounce. Always have McQueen on. I guess I just don't see it sometimes. Boom! Ton of speed. 16541. That's actually my local area code, 541. Nope. Gotta land straight on that transition right there. It might be possible, honestly, if you go far enough to the inside here to actually make contact on your way down, but it's kind of doubtful, honestly. Almost feels like you kind of actually do want a little bit of a fling off of that magnet block. Because if you fling off the magnet block, it actually builds speed. Nice and tight there. Wide here. Lost speed on the magnet blocks. Yeah, the magnet blocks are key to this run, it looks like. McQueen never loads. Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. The custom cars, I think it just has to do with like the poly. Like they're super high poly, so it just takes a long time for them to load in. Landing straight. 16,447 is going to be a challenge. If we can get the right line there, we might actually be able to speed slide. There's a couple of spots here where we could actually speed slide, I'm thinking. Full grip. I tried. Yeah, no. You want full grip all the way. Speed slides are not going to help you today. You just want as straight of a line as possible all the way through. It's a very simple track, nice and flat. I actually do appreciate this. Nice warm up for the week. Dang. Yeah, so we definitely want to go a little wide there. Oh, I didn't hit it. I thought I did. That was just a reflex reset there. Oh, man. Keep crashing out. Yeah, so we want to go... We want as much of that booster as we can get. Land flat. And use the magnet block to our advantage. 10 minutes already? Dang, that was a quick run. Time flies when you're having fun, they say. We can get close, maybe. Between the three of us. Good run, everybody. Appreciate everyone being here. Koenigsegg. 3 millisecond PB. That's funny. Koenigsegg Jesko. Is that really the fastest street legal car? Oh, a little bit of a drift here. GG's, GG's. Got a little, we want to go really wide here so we can go, yeah, we want to go really wide on this first turn. So we can drift to the inside and keep more contact. If you turn too sharply at the start, you lose speed. So I'm trying to not do that if I can. Nope. Don't have enough speed. There we go. Okay. Jeez. Ah. Yeah, that's another thing I don't love about these indie tracks. Is the tight turns. You get going with so much speed, it's almost impossible to take these turns. Ah. Lame. Well, we got the author medal at least. Not that far behind. No, you're not. Got to give Coffrey some competition, you know. Can't be the best every time. Okay, let's see if we can make a little bit of a shortcut here. Oh, actually, there is potential. If you can go really wide here and keep your speed around that corner, you can get your inside tire or your outside tires to ride the caution strip, and your inside tires will go over the grass. Awesome. 17-1. Hey, that's huge. Actually, I feel good about that. Only 0.2 behind Coffre. Wow, I'm like world class today. Thank you, thank you. Yo, thanks for the follow. Some new old viewers. Appreciate you, man. Nope. Okay. Airtime sucks. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad just all the way. No. Ah. Slightly tighter on that is what I need. That first hill, honestly. Nope. Avoid the grass. $16.95. Dang, buddy. Heck yeah. I better freaking put the pedal to the metal. There we go. Nope. Good speed around the first turn, and then I screwed it on the next one, so. Dang it. Need to go more wide there. Not even top 1K. Oh my god, not even top 1K? Bro, it was washed. What are you even doing in my club? Can't believe you. $16.7, dang. 6-7. You got this, buddy. Are we gonna get a world record today? I'm not a fan of this track. Just being honest. No! Ah! 16,644. We can do that. Maybe. Need to keep so much speed, though. That's going to be freaking risking it on every turn. Yeah, let's go. Almost broke the 17-second barrier. Oh, I'm right behind you guys. I might actually catch up this time. Oh, I shouldn't have hesitated. Dang it. I should have kept my angle. You'll condense me into a 3 cubic inch cube. Okay. Another 16.6? Dang, dude. You guys are killing it. Ah, barely touched the grass. Made me slide out. Dang, these freaking cones are like super plastic. What the heck? So much sliding. Nah. Seriously, I feel like there's got to be a way to cut this first corner. Ah. What are we doing over here, buddy? Just, testing the plastic. Dang it. Oh, you beat Coffre. Yo. No way. Let's go. There's a cut and a reroute. Ah, bounce over the cones. Is that the goal? Got 1,050 points for that? Holy cow. Must be like near world record pace or something. Holy crap. Tech is your weakness? Yeah, same. I suck at tech so bad. GG's. Interesting. I see. Okay. So we are sliding into that for a reactor. Oh, I just missed it. Okay. All right, well, let's just try the track, see where it goes. Looks like we got multiple different paths, obviously. I think that first path that I tried actually has some merit, honestly, but... that random bug slide that happens kind of messes up your angle. Really? How did I not get that? Yeah, that bug slide. Once you hit the right angle, it just automatically bug slides. Which you might actually be able to use to give yourself a slight boost of speed. Oh, I just missed it. But I keep hearing the sound, even though I missed it. I see something a little crazy here. I can get through that gap, which is possible. Go down and then up. Nope. Need more upwards. Oh, there it is. Ah, I see. So we're going for the reactor up. That's why you come from the other side. Makes sense. Wow. That's unfortunate. How? Sometimes you hit it and sometimes you just miss. Three minutes of ads, yes. 3 minutes once per hour. That's the lowest that I can make it and still make money. I apologize. I appreciate you for watching them though. You gotta like smash your front tire into it. No way. There we go. Coffrey takes first place. We don't get to see. We gotta wait until the end of the run to find out what his time is. Dang, yeah, you gotta hit that just right. Unfortunately. Dang. Man, this is a tough track. Or, well, tough trick, I should say. Not the track, really, that's tough. Alright, well, let's get a finish in here. Yeah, so we want to... I think I'm going to take that route. Going left here. Hit this booster. I want to go up. And hit that... Oh, man. Okay. Interesting. So you don't want to go that way. Huh. All right. Let's see, we want to go off the side then. Where does that take me? Way out here. Author medal at least. How? Coffrey with a 14-second run. Just fully putting us to shame. Damn. I tell you, man, Allstate's hiring. Oh, what? I hit it. You gotta hit your tire right against that corner. Get it just right. Dang. Now here's a question. Are those spectator stand looking things finishes? They almost look like they should be a finish. If that's the case, you could possibly just fly into the wall. Ah. No! Ah. I had the line. What? That was perfect. Nope. Got 30 seconds. Can we get a finish in that time? 20 seconds. Last chance. No. Missed it. World record time. Nope. Dang. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out the line on that one. The damn pool will be the end of me, right? Yeah, sorry about the ads, buddy. That's 3 minutes an hour is the lowest I can set it and still make money. Once again, Coffray putting us to shame with a 14-second run. Crazy. Only got 300 points, though. Compared to Hamtaro's 1,000 in that last game. Horses. Horses for courses. Okay. Gonna have to give me a moment. Good luck, guys. Good luck. GG's, GG's. I will be right back. I gotta use the restroom real fast. The bloodlust has returned. Okay. The camera is bright. Ah! Red Bull cans. Red Bull cans all over the place. Okay. Speaking of. Oh no! My Red Bull can's empty. Add it to the pile. I gotta go get my another one. We're back. And we got ourselves another peach edition. They ran out of pinks today, so. Soft lock. Out KB. Soft locked out of what? Having a pile of empty Red Bull cans is the most gamer thing ever. It is so true. All right, let's see what we got here. Transition. Ah, it's a tech transitional. Gross. Full speed maps. Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. Okay. Full speed transitional is nasty. All right, we're just gonna see what this route does, where it takes us. Low transition and finish. Okay. So soft locked out of your keyboard. That's weird. Your keyboard's updating? That's interesting. Yeah, we got updates for our controllers on Xbox sometimes. I find that to be strange, honestly. Like, are you gonna update your hardware? That just tells you literally everything's computerized nowadays. Like, I understand calibrations maybe, but that's weird. Ah, that transition is gonna get me. A little bit of airtime, but we'll take it anyway. Dang! Well, we got the author medal at least, I guess. That's something. Okay, high here. Wide here. I'll go high on the first transition. Wide on the dirt. Had some airtime, lost some speed, unfortunately. This is a tough one. I am not a fan of transitional full speed. Like, if tech is bad for me, like, transitional tech is, like, freaking the sixth circle of hell. Configure the polling rate of your analog function now. Interesting. That's so funny. They actually made an exception for analog keyboards because of virtual. That 39% meme. Just ended up laying out. Why is your head hurt, buddy? I'm sorry. Yeah, all the moving images give people headaches sometimes. I get that. This is a tough one. For me, anyway. High transition. Wide for the dirt. Ugh. That dirt, honestly, is like the worst part of this whole track for me. Which is funny because dirt's usually a winning factor in my case. We kept a little bit of speed and smashed into that wall. That transition's not fun. Between the dirt and that transition, this track is actually kind of a pain. And I'm not guessing where that is. Yeah, I feel that. %24. Yeah, 24% is kind of random, honestly. I can imagine that would be that'd be hard to maintain. When you're talking about key pressure. Seasonal allergies. Oof. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's about to be there for me, too. Tree pollen, man. That's what gets me. Ah! A TM mod said that's bannable but allowed it. That's funny. Well, I mean, like, if you think about it, like, controller or joystick or whatever would have an advantage in that way. Which, honestly, I feel like if rather than trying to cater towards keyboard players, they tried to cater towards like actual like smooth controls for everybody, it would be more fair. Because when you got people on a controller that can hold like a perfect angle or whatever, you know, with their joystick, and then you got people with freaking different input methods, dang it. When you got people with different input methods that can hold a specific angle like perfectly, and then you got keyboard having to do all the tippity taps, like, it's honestly unfair towards keyboard in my opinion. More like 39th. Yeah. Yeah. Transitional tech is not really very fun for me. It's one I struggle on, definitely. And this is the fun map. Track 5, Sunken Treasures. I've actually been looking forward to this one. Ah, I see. So it's kind of going to be a mudslide situation. If you're unfamiliar with mudslides, that is the interaction between water and dirt, hence mudslide. Dang, that first turn is tight. Ah, bug slides. Dang. Yo, heck yeah. PB sweet. Author medal. Coffre with a 12-second time? Bro, what? Okay, so there's a shortcut, obviously. Boom, 15, okay. Feel better about that. 1507. Nice one, Coffrey. Have to eat. Yeah, bro, go get yourself something to eat. We're gonna do a couple of these again. This will probably be one of them, honestly. Oh, just barely got in there ahead of myself. He says there's no cut, but I can almost guarantee you can freaking bump yourself over one of these walls, honestly. Boom, 14. I cut a whole second. Making improvements fast here. Okay. So we want to use the walls to our advantage because it's all plastic. Get a good angle here. Give us some speed into this next section. Oh, 13.5. Okay, another thing about plastic is if you ride against it, you actually build speed, which is kind of an interesting mechanic. So let's see, if we ride our nose along the inside of this first turn, honestly, that will give us some extra speed. Nope. Want to ride our nose along the inside of the first turn. Nope. Not bounce. We want to ride it. That's going to be hard to do. Yeah, we want to ride that first turn. If at all possible, honestly. And then we want to use that bounce to our advantage to boost our speed into the next section. We go here. Nope. That's fine. No, I almost had it. Ah, kind of had it there for a second. Gotta hit the backside, kind of. Like, around it, and then ride in. Dang, that was a bad run. There we go, some speed. Ah, these turns are tough, actually. PB's no cut. What's up, Justin? How's it going today, man? Thanks for popping in. Happy Tuesday. Almost had the nose ride along that inside. Making a killing with France and War Thunder. Ooh. Yeah, one of my buddies actually started playing Italy. He says they're pretty good. Dang. Got PB again? Yo, how? Coffre just freaking loading that leaderboard. That little bump on that first turn actually makes a big difference. The problem is getting turned back around so that you can hit your backside on this next turn here. And then hanging your nose on that plastic for the turn into the finish. That's probably the hardest part, in my opinion. On 0.3 pace? Holy crap, dude. That's gotta be like top 50. There we go. No. Hit it too hard. Ah. Getting locked in on that turn is going to be one of the hardest parts of this race, or this track, I'm thinking. There it is. For a 13-3. I take it. These guys. A 12-5. It's like not even possible for me, honestly. Dang. Well done. Might go for top 10 or something. Seems free. All right, man. Good luck. I believe in you. Feeling actually pretty good about my times this week. Managed to come pretty close to catching up with Coffre on a couple of these. I think I think we're gonna go for... Why are they all out of order now? Weird. I'm gonna go for 3 again. Appreciate y'all for playing with me. Always give me something to work on. Going back to map 5. 47th? Oh no. Hemorrhaging. You're hemorrhaging. I'm gonna get a good run on this. Got to get that turn figured out again. Dang. If I can get a straight flight. Greatly appreciate you guys playing with me. Honestly, Trackmania Tuesday is like my favorite day of the week. Also, hey, freaking feel free to hit it up in chat or in the comments. Give me a suggestion for Wednesdays. Holy. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I had a map yesterday where it was like 16 or something. I think 16v16, and it was freaking basically all on one point. Like everybody was in the middle. It was kind of crazy. It was a real cluster. Dang it. Even just getting that booster is a challenge, honestly. Appreciate you. Heck yeah. Bro, I believe. Got a 12.7, 12.5, something like that. You can freaking do it, man. I have faith that we're going to be seeing your name on the records here very soon, honestly. Yeah! Heck yeah. No worries. Glad to have you here, Justin. Dang. I can't believe I managed to make it in there, PB. Slid like halfway across the track on my roof. Just barely turtled my way in. Free, he says, right? Just got top 14, damn! I did say it was free. Nope. Need more of an angle, I'm thinking. So I want to go further on that ramp. No way. Appreciate everyone being here. Bro, so much better. Holy PF. Press forward. You don't gotta make fun of him that much, man. Don't gotta rub it in. I'm just kidding. Like, oh, yeah, easy peasy, no big deal. Coffrey over here with his analog keyboard. Cheating! Cheating! No, I'm kidding. Might as well top 5 at this point. Yeah, might as well. This guy. Another 12-2 down the drain. Dang, dude. Bro's selling so hard at this point, freaking gonna flood the market. Oh, come on! How am I not getting this? I don't understand why it's not working. Half the time I hit it, it gives it to me. Actually, less than half the time I hit it, again. Look, that was totally on it. There we go. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Dang it. Lame. Top 15? Damn, dude. You're gonna nail it one of these times. You'll get it, I believe. Just gotta keep trying. Hunting that shiny, man. Gotta keep hunting that shiny. Sometimes you get a shiny on the first try. Sometimes it takes full odds. You'll get it. Yo, yo. Welcome back, Justin. We're still smashing into a wall. You didn't miss much. How am I not getting this? Hell yeah. I love hamburgers too. I like all kinds of different hamburgers. Blues cheeseburger, freaking avocado, guacamole burger. Actually, that's like my favorite burger. A guacamole burger? Oh man. Give me a guacamole burger, I'll be your friend for life. No. Nope, too late. Need to turn a little earlier. Man, literally just getting this booster. Love smashing into walls for 5 hours at a time. I know what you mean, man. That's part of the reason why I don't grind so hard most of the time. Is because that's what it turns into. No matter how freaking technical the track is, at some point it just devolves into smashing into a wall at some point. Dang. Getting the right angle on that ramp is almost as hard as getting this booster, honestly. Dang. It's only given it to me like 1 out of 5, maybe. That was a bad angle. Bad aim, bad aim. World record strat, yeah. Yep, it just be that way. No, too much. No way. Wasted my full 5 minute or full 10 minutes just freaking trying to get this booster. I got it a couple of times, had a funny launch, but would like to get a good run, honestly. Nope. Next track. Missed the next one anyway, so. At least I got a PB. Check out maybe a couple of spring tracks and the grand at the end of this, maybe. I don't usually do the grands. I mean, I check them out, but they're pretty frustrating, honestly. Only one of them's actually been fun, in my opinion. All right, so we're gonna nice and high, wide for the dirt, low here, so we can get a tight line into the finish for a freaking 0.4 improvement on my very first try. Feel good about that. Let's try to break the 16 seconds. That's my goal now, is breaking 16 seconds. Nope. Getting the right angle for that downhill dirt section is tough, honestly. The fact that I managed to do it just there, like without even trying, honestly. A little bit of a speed slide and hit the wall. Dang it. Nope. No! Oh my god. I had such a good run. That would have broke 16 easy. A little low on that one. We want to go higher so we can keep our speed. Reduce airtime. Love permanent brain damage. Oh, dang. Lost the speed just before the finish. If you're watching over on YouTube at this point, come join us over on Twitch. Links are in the description. We are live 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Trackmania Tuesday, whatever Wednesday. Phasmophobia on Fridays. I skipped last week, unfortunately. Had a job that got in the way of streaming, but we are back to the regular schedule, Phasmo Friday. Catch Justin there. Of course, we're available both on Twitch and YouTube, but if you want to see the full screen, you got to go to Twitch for that. Oh, yeah, there we go. Dang, still didn't break 16 seconds. Had a much better end, but kind of a weak start, so there's some improvements to be made. Oh, that was really low transition, bad airtime. Too high that time. Again, bad airtime. There we go, that's better. Yo! Ah, again! So close to breaking that 16 seconds. 8 thousandths away is crazy. Bad transition. We're gonna make it. We got this. Ah. PvP Civilization episode just dropped. Released like every 2 months. 17 minutes. Well, we're about to end the stream anyway, so stick around. Appreciate you. New PvP Civilization. I'm gonna have to check that out. Never heard of it. Kind of reminds me of Tier Zoo. Just thinking about like the words. I don't even know what you're referring to, honestly. Are you talking about like Civilization the game? Like you watching freaking PvPs head to head? Dang. Same. Yeah. I like Tier Zoo. Haven't watched a lot of his stuff recently. Actually, he hasn't even really posted much recently. Dang. Have the game of Civilization. Yeah, I played Civilization 4, Civilization 5, something like that. Apparently, it's a really popular game still these days. Obviously, they're like on Civ 7 now or something. We're gonna get this transition, and then we're gonna get a 16-second time. Or a 15-second time, I mean. We're only 8 thousandths behind. Got the 6th one? Yeah. Yeah, I think I played 4 or 5. I haven't played any of the new ones, honestly. I think I have Civ 4 on my Xbox, or at least on my account. Oh! If I had made it to the inside that time, I had the speed. Nope. Bad transition. This first transition's honestly... This transition and the dirt are honestly the 2 hardest parts of this track, in my opinion. Everything else is a breeze if you can get past that. Ah! Barely made it into that first finish. Ah! Need something to stream on Thursday. Huh. I don't know. Maybe play some Civilization. It's relatively popular. There we go. No, too wide. Yeah, this long stretch just before the end is kind of a struggle here. Oh, scrub the wall. Ah. It's a very short track for a full speed. Getting wrecked. No! Oh. Hell yeah, man. I'm excited for Friday. We're gonna have to freaking come up with something before then. Appreciate you for being here. Have a good one, Justin. Yay, I won the match against myself. So close to breaking that 16-second barrier. I will get that before the end of the week. Probably try to shoot for a low 15, honestly. I feel like I definitely could make a lot of improvements there. I just really need to lock it in. But this is the one I really wanted to give another try. Because I felt like I had something going on here. If you can ride the plastic on the inside of this first turn and right at the finish, you get a huge boost of speed. The only thing that sucks though is the turning. It's hard to get a good turn here. Oh, Coffrey came back. What up, buddy? Nope. Bad line. Already got his top 15. Now just coming to grind for funsies. Gotta join for map 5, hell yeah. Yeah, map 5's a good one this week. Yo, there it is. 13.1, 0.2 improvement. That's huge, actually. I was thinking I was actually a little behind on my first turn, but managed to pick up a bunch of speed just before the end. Coffrey opening up with a 12.5. Is that what I saw? Ah, almost had it. Nope. Bounce back. If we can ride the inside of this first turn, gotta hit it just right, just like the last turn before the finish. But if we can ride the inside of this, it can give us a ton of speed. Or even just a little bump, honestly. Oh, that was interesting. Clipped in between two blocks there. Seeing a lot of things here. There's all kinds of potential for this first turn to have some shenanigans going. There we go. Oh no! Oh my god. That would have been like a 12.8. Huge PB for me. Oh, that bounced me backwards, unfortunately. Plastic's both helpful and it's not in a lot of ways here. Dang. Every time right there on that last little bend, it freaking... lose contact and bounce towards the outside. Starting to figure out the line a little bit though, at least. Oh, interesting. That actually boosted me. Huh. I'm seeing a lot of random things going on here that might be able to help improve my times, but this is a tough one, honestly. Fun, but tough. This is one of those where, like, you actually don't want too much speed. Like, going slightly slower in some sections is actually faster. Like, a slight release around that first turn makes a huge difference. Nope. Way too early on that one. Nope. Bouncing off of everything. Whoa, okay. Made some slight contact there. Got to get the right bounce on that second turn for speed. No, Gotta get that ride to the inside on that finish. It makes a big difference, it really does. Definitely got the right angle on that bounce that time, but I was already way behind, unfortunately. The one problem is that your turning is so restricted. It feels sluggish while you're under the water. Dang. So the real goal here is to go straight down this hill. If you're turning, you're losing speed. So you want to go straight down this hill. And then you want to get the turn just at the right moment before the second checkpoint. Or just after the second checkpoint. No, I actually think I was really close to PBing right there. What do you got for me, Coffre? It was like a 12-3, 12-4. I was close. 12-4. What'd you say your time was currently? 274. Jeez. Well, there it is. That's gonna do it for the weekly club discovery. Room's still open. If you guys want to join, pop in for a little race, feel free. I will leave it up for the week. May come back tomorrow or later on today, so definitely stick around, come back, check it out. Also, I do have my own campaign, STDM Rally. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, not just because I made it. I feel like I actually did pretty good on those tracks, and got some fun records. Only top 3 on my own tracks. Number 4, 3, 2. This one's actually a lot harder. I've gotten a lot of feedback. People don't like this one, but I think it's great. It's kind of I kind of try to stick more to that like actual like rally style, like dirt bike rally. What up, Hamtaro? We're actually about to close it out. Anyway, check it out. TDM Rally. If you are playing Trackmania, check out my campaign, STDM Rally, Stadium Rally. Was fun. Greatly appreciate everybody. I am going to do one run on the Spring 08 just because it looked fun. And if Coffrey's hunting it, you know it's got to be a good map. Back to grinding 5. All right, man. You got this. I believe. You can't let Coffrey have the win on that one. You got this. I believe in you. Got to make it to the top 5, buddy. Keep our speed there. Interesting. So we want the nose down for the downhill, I'm thinking. We got to go to the right. All right. So we want to go to the inside, get that downhill. Get that downhill. That was a lot of speed loss, but that's okay. And then we go back up to the right side. Okay. So the finish is on the right. So we want to go wide so we can come back, keep our grip for speed. Get that downhill. Get this downhill if possible. Want to barely touch that snow so we can re-angle around this corner. Or maybe not. We don't need it. Okay. But we got kind of a restrictive line here on the outside, so. Hit that downhill. Almost hit that one. And smash into the dang tree. Need a really good angle on this, it seems. Because it's all perfectly straight all the way. So if you deviate even the tiniest bit, honestly. There we go. Straight. Straight. Not gonna get the downhill that time. Dang. Need some good speed. This is definitely a classic 08. Actually, this one even feels kind of like a throwback, honestly. No, dang. The snow actually could kind of help on that. Give you an opportunity to re-angle. That downhill. Hit that downhill. Okay. There we go. No, that was rough. Nice. What a finish. And we get the author medal. Let's go, baby. We can do better. Go one improvement on this. Nice, smooth downhill transition. No. Had so much speed there. Horses. You mean bouncy seals? Dang. That turn. There we go. Tree, dang. Good downhill. Good downhill. No. Overshot it. Oh, that was bad. Good downhill. Need a straight angle off of that booster. Too much speed. Oh, good downhill. No, and we go off into the sea. There we go. Boom, there we go. 0.45, 0.46. In the top 100 in Oregon. I feel good about that. That's actually might even be the first campaign track that I managed to make it in the top 5 or top 100. Love to see it. Right, well, that one actually is fun. Good on Coffrey. He knows what he's doing. That's a fun track. In any case, thanks again for everybody joining me today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe, give it a thumbie, check out the links in the description, come on over to Twitch, check out the full screen, follow us over there, and come back tomorrow for some whatever Wednesday. If you've got suggestions for something to play on Wednesdays, hit it up in the comments or the chat, or you can DM me on Xbox or Discord if you've got access to it. Hope that everyone has a wonderful day. Stay safe. As always, stay warm and trust in the bloodlust. Thanks.